Ja, hallo, liebe Freunde. Heute wieder eine neue Folge meines Podcasts zum Thema Leben am Limit. Ich lebe mein Lieblingsleben oder wie kann es noch besser werden als jetzt? Ja, mein heutiger Gast ist Moto Moto. Moto Moto ist Mitte 30 Jahre alt, wurde in Holland geboren, ist Vater von 3 Kindern. Mir ist er aufgefallen durch seine Dreadlocks, sein großes Tattoo auf dem Rücken mit Engelsflügeln, seine Stimme und die Energie, die er auf die Bühne bringt. Moto Moto ist Musiker, Sänger, Diskjockey, hat in den Social Medias über 100.000 Follower. Und des Weiteren interessant an ihm ist, dass er vorher, bevor er Sänger und Diskjockey wurde, ein ganz anderes Leben hatte. Und davon erzählt er uns. Ich freue mich. Viel Spaß.
Hello, Moto Moto.
Hello.
The first encounter at Tenerife was on the 11th of March. I met you on the boulevard, and I listened to your songs, and you touched the souls at the boulevard by a lot of people. It was a gift for the audience. I feel this. Yesterday on 28th of November, I saw your performance again, and now we are sitting here for the interview. Thank you. Moto Moto, how are you to be at Tenerife? How you feel it here, to live here?
I think it's a really good life. It's a lot of sunshine, and because of that, people are more chill, I have the feeling. So because, I call it Babylon. If you go to Babylon, then people have a little bit more, they worry more about the winter because it's cold. So you have to, for generations long, I think people have been programmed to think about the winter, so they need to make a lot of money in order to live. And here, the closer you get to the equator, the less you need, because you don't need a big house or insulation. That fact, and people come here on holidays, and people, even if people work here, they're a little bit more relaxed. I don't like.
What is what you are doing here? Is this why you feel independent, feel free? You are not a slave for someone else, not an employee for someone. What is special for you? Personality, is this?
Well, in the end, you always have to make an exchange. So there is an exchange of energy or money or whatever you want to call it. So, but then you can choose in which way you want to do that. So, and I really think I found a good balance. I started singing in the streets, like maybe 100 meters from where we are sitting now. And then now 2 years later, 2 winters later, I have to say, now I'm playing in all the bars and stuff. So it's, in the end, you have to make some form of exchange. So there's still, everybody has to work. You have to do something in this society, on this planet to receive energy back.
Are there some critical points to live here? Of course, maybe the audience now, which listen to the podcast, is thinking, oh, it's great to live in the sunshine, oh, perfect, wow. But is there some critical points?
Well, it can also be intense. Like you live more, you're less on the screens, so you're way more social here, way more bigger social life. So that's also, you have to learn to deal with people in a different way. And there's a lot of people living in the barranco or in the squat or in the other people with camper vans, and it's nice to get to know people. But some people are only here for holidays, so they are expecting some form of party. And if you're living here for a longer time, balance it out a little bit. You have to find your rest and then try to also still be part of that. So those are critical points, maybe. Maybe also, sometimes it gets really hot, and you have Kalima, and then you have the super hot, and the sky is yellow from the sand from the Sahara. So those are more critical points. But most of the time it's really beautiful weather, and that's really nice.
Yeah, Moto Moto is more than a singer and songwriter. You're a songwriter?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I heard something about from you. You are at social medias like Spotify, and I read that there was a time by you was rich, you have enough money, then you lose the money, and you're starting new. You like to tell us something about this shift, this transformation, the ups and downs. It's listened very extremely to came from the looks to on another place here. Yeah.
Right.
Do you like to tell?
Sure. It's a bit of a long story though, but I'll try to keep it condensed.
All right.
I was a musician. Again, I got a record deal, and I decided that I did not want that record deal because it was more like a monkey on the stage. So I would have to sing 5 times a week with a band I didn't know, places I didn't know, and then I would get money, but songs I didn't write. I couldn't decide anything. It was just like, okay, you're going to be a monkey on the stage. And I decided not to sign that record. And then I just thought, okay, what am I going to do? And I decided to write down a sentence. Took a while, but I wrote down a sentence. And I wrote down, I want to change the world from my living room. And that became a crowdfunding platform called Dream or Donate. And this is important for later in this story. That's why I'm telling this. So the crowdfunding platform was my first project. Did not make any money. And then I started doing email marketing. Different businesses. I had businesses in Pakistan, crypto mining businesses. It grew out to many different things. Coaching, high-ticket coaching was one of the main things I did. So I helped entrepreneurs, CEOs from all over the world to be more effective in whatever way they wanted to be, either in health, wealth, relationships. So, and I got paid really good money for it. But then I was thinking, in terms of effectiveness, then it's thinking, okay, I'm still trading my time for money. How can I make money with my money? So then I started investing in real estate, crypto, other things. And then there was and then I came into, then I became a multimillionaire. And then I thought, okay, what am I going to do with all this money? And I decided, okay, I want to create an honest village. I didn't know what that looked like, but I thought I want to create an honest village. And that eventually, after looking at many properties, also in France, or maybe I didn't know what, but eventually became an estate in Holland. And it has a big land, and we built a greenhouse, and we had biological dynamic stores, and we did amazing, cool things. So we had everything, a bar in the basement, and blah, 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 a swimming pool. Everything was there to have, to create something. But it was mainly vultures and hyenas around me, and I was making a lot of the money online to pay for everything. My relationship didn't go so well, and then the wrong business partners, and then everything was spiraling down. And then on top of that, my crowdfunding platform that I told you about was hacked. And then they had access to the database, and they could change stuff in the database, and they started blackmailing me. And because I was already in my downward spiral, I started giving my bitcoins away in the hope that they would give access back and they would stop hacking the shit. They didn't. I gave all my bitcoins, and then I decided, okay, I need to change. So I put the website, took it down offline, and then because this was a big website by now, it was like 6 million euros was donated through that website. And within a few hours, the national media from Holland started calling me like, hey, what's going on? And I said, no worries, I'll come down and explain it. But here comes this Rastaman on his barefoot and who owns a sports car and an estate and all kinds of shit, and building a silver coin with a chip inside to have that would also be connected to some crypto. So honest money, we were working on that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was like I experienced firsthand what it's like to be cancelled, because they called me, they changed up the whole story. I went there, I did an interview, and they changed the whole story, and then the story became this guy's a scammer, and he took the money from the crowdfunding platform to pay for all his shit. And that was obviously not true, but I had to sell everything because there was money left over because the database was changing, everything. So I sold everything, and then within 2 weeks I paid 99% of the people back. Just a few had to be paid, and it was done. I did a interview in the national media for like a talk show. That was like the biggest talk show in Holland. And there I explained it, and then it was over. But those weeks was really heavy. There was like people chasing me and ex-army guys and blah, 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 because they thought that I was running away with the money or whatever. Yeah. And because of the story, only made it bigger. So it was kind of hectic. Anyway, that passed. And then I was a little bit depressed afterwards, because I thought like, wow, nobody really loves me or cares for me. But then I got out of it by love, by family, by positive energy. And then I decided, okay, I want to start a spiritual school to help people get out of depressions if they have it. So, and then within a year we had 1,200 students who all paid for an online course, and it was super successful. But I did not want to be behind the computer anymore, and that was why the winter I came here 2 years ago. And I started busking because I wanted to sing again. So I started here singing in the streets again while I had the school. And the school was like the online stuff. I don't want to be behind the computer anymore so much. So more and more, as that is happening, I decided to stop computer, stop all that shit. And then I met a guy in Holland while I was busking, Niels, and he said, I'm a producer. And he said, let's record something. And I said, well, we have to do it fast because I'm not for long here. He said, let's do it tonight. And that first night we created a song, more songs. Now, I don't know, 26 songs. A lot of things are happening now, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Moto Moto, wow. So many information to ask. The school in Netherlands with the depressive people are going on or is stopping?
Everybody who purchased the course still has access to all of the videos, but I stopped the community around it.
Wow, what a story!
Yeah,
I'm really impressed. Oh,
no, it's just part of my path.
But I think it important is for you now that you feel happy. That you have social environment here. Of course, I think money is, of course, it's important also. If you have no money, it's good.
No.
Yes. I hope that for the people who listen to this podcast, that they can get energy about this, what you say, and hope when they not good feel at the moment. And I see it by you, it goes down and now up. Yeah, it's great. Moto Moto, thank you for this interview. If you support this marvelous guy, Moto Moto will tell you something about this one. And thank you for listening. And Moto Moto, please, the final words for supporting you.
All right. So we have the music out on Spotify and 42 other platforms, but Spotify, Apple Music is the main ones. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. So if you look for me there's this other guy who's a hippo from Madagascar. You sometimes find him. So if you want to find me, you have to type maybe a title of a song. So, for example, Moto Moto, Life is Beautiful, and then you'll find it. So that's how you can find me, and please reach out and let's connect.
All right, Moto Moto. Thank you once again. Yeah?
Thank you too.
Bye bye.
Das war mein Podcast Leben am Limit. Welche Kraft in dir liegt, wie du dein Leben eigenverantwortlich und nicht fremdbestimmt lebst, entscheidest nur du. Ich hoffe, ich konnte ein bisschen Anregung geben, ein paar Impulse geben. Letztlich liegt es aber an dir, was du möchtest, Himmel oder Hölle. Es ist in deinem Kopf, in deinem Mind. Hab Mut, geh deinen Weg. Danke fürs Zuhören. Wenn es dir gefallen hat, bitte ein Like oder ein kostenloses Abo. Lass uns die Welt besser machen. Komm gut in die Woche. Alias und hasta luego aus Tenerife.